gonna lie to you, I am super excited. I have no clue what's gonna happen this next week, but I do know one thing right now, though. I'm actually excited for a couple different things. First off, I know that we got this election coming up, which is always exciting because you just never know what the heck's gonna happen and what other freaking ball of freaking shenanigans comes out. But also too, like, you know, I'm gonna be divulging what I've actually been up to the last maybe 3 months or so. This is what, October, end of October, so September, 2.5 months. I've been into doing something that I'm going to share with you guys later on, but I've got to make some modifications to my page today before. So just do me a favor, if you can, search me out later on at 6 p.m. tonight. Some of you may just look up, just try to remember what my face looks like and what, you know, where you find me and stuff. But just search me out later on today, and then you'll see what it is I'm talking about. I'll make a video about that later on this evening. But so yeah, I'm actually really excited about that because I get to talk about it. But what I'm actually excited about too is the concept of early adoption. If you know anything about the bell curve, and some folks don't even know what I'm talking about, but just look up what early adoption looks like, and being an early adopter, what that looks like, and you'll see what the concept is and why some people out there are so very willing to call you crazy for, you know, the things that you recognize, things that you see. And then there's people who are in that middle area who are actually coming along. This is actually, if you look at what the science is behind this, you could actually see it happening. And it's quite intriguing how people's minds, they work. When they hear a concept, they digest it, and then they kind of spit it out, chew it, spit it up, you know, eat it up again, spit it out, and chew it on it again. They do the whole thing. Well, what ends up happening is people start understanding, like, really more of what's being said by one group of people, the early adopters. And when that one group of people are taken a little bit more seriously over the course of time, what ends up happening is more people come along and they come on board. So that you might look like a Steve Jobs and what he did with the iPhone and with you know, phones in general. Basically, dude put an entire NASA space computer into a a little device that has now become a part of the world's economic system and how we communicate, you know, with everybody. It's kind of crazy, but this came from a dude who had an idea, and then all of a sudden now we all use it. Well, what's happening now is the ideas about courage, being able to speak up in times where things are, you know, you're in adverse situations, and even about ethnicity, about the church, about some of these theories that are coming out that are really ridiculous. I mean, a group of people out there were told that they were crazy, that they were racist, that they were all these other, you know, words that are used to disparage them. Well, folks are actually coming to the realization that maybe these people weren't lying. Maybe they were telling the truth. And maybe they're trying to indicate something. They're basically the canaries in the coal mine. Man, I'm using all kinds of crazy idioms right now. But I want you to understand this. You're not crazy. You're not a bad person. You're not a racist. You're not stupid. You're not a coon. You're nothing like. You're not none of the racial names that people will call others who they disagree with. You're none of those things. You're a person who is seeing something. You're seeing the reality of something, and you're noticing and recognizing that despite all the naysayers out there, you're speaking and living a truth that they're not living yet. And they're not able to. You have to understand that, Gabe. They're not able to live where you're at right now because they've not adopted these concepts, these ideas, and these understandings about the world around them. They are still in that other state, and you're not there anymore. And you have to, you got to first think, you know, give glory to God on that one, because He exposed you to something that you really did some critical thinking about, and you're able to come to a conclusion that said, yeah, there's a ship that I was on that was sinking. You're no longer on that ship. You're on a different ship now. But people on that same sinking ship are trying to tell you that the ship's not sinking, but they don't know that. This is why this is exciting, because you don't know what's going to happen on next Tuesday. You don't know what's going to happen over the weekend. You don't know what kind of new bombshell is going to come out or whatever. You just don't know. But what I do know? I know it's all in God's hands. And all I'm trying to do is always tell you that there's an alternative to what you're hearing. There's an alternative universe out there that I'm a part of, that so many people are becoming more aware of, and that they're becoming a part of as well. It's one of courage. It's one of standing out and one of stepping into adversity with real information, with real insight and with real intellectual honesty about what's going on. And so I want to encourage you about that, because it's going to look crazy for a minute, but you have to stand with courage. You have to stand with might. You have to stand knowing that what you're doing is you're trying to help people see the truth, which is why you don't do it with like an air of arrogance or, some of the people who adhere to this critical race theory thing, they really believe that they're speaking into you in a way that's like they're superior in their knowledge and understanding about the world, about it. Like, okay, like look at Chelsea Handler, okay? Like what she basically said was she's speaking for black people. She got all emotional in that second video. But you got to think about this. She has no clue what the hell she's talking about. Just being real, she has no clue. And the reason why she's got no clue is because she bought into that critical race theory stuff. She bought into the black liberation theology and Black Lives Matter ideology. She's bought into that stuff. You didn't buy into it. Maybe you might have at first, but you didn't buy it. You fell out of it because you saw the differences between these folks screaming this thing and then what they were doing to neighborhoods with black people. Okay, you're like, wait, if black lives really matter, why are they killing black cops? Why are they killing black little babies? Why are they killing, little kids in Chicago and here in California and New York? Why are these folks who are, screaming BLM and all this stuff, why are they destroying black people? Why are they doing that? Well, it's because there's no integrity in it. And so these folks came to this conclusion. They're like, hey, wait a minute, there's something going on here that's not real. And so they had to basically deal with the cognitive dissonance. What I talked about that before, they had to deal with that. So this is what I want to tell you today, okay? I want you to be encouraged over this weekend. Get up, take care of your business, go vote, please do. I want you to pray, but I also want you to relax, okay? I want you to get some good sleep. Seriously, I want you to get some good sleep, okay? Because right now things are changing in this world. There's some things that are being outed right now that are true, that are real, that are scary. But I want you to sleep. I want you to get good rest, because you don't know what's going to happen come next week, and I don't want you to be in a place where you're physically exhausted because you're worrying. And the worry never does anybody anything. All it does is make you project a fear, I forget what the fear acronym actually is, but I just want you to understand, you can have control over that. You don't need to be a part of the whole fear mongering. Because the people on that TV, they want you to be in fear. They want you to be scared of what they're going to do to you if you don't vote the right way, if you don't do what they say. But if anybody tells you to do that, when anybody tells you that if you don't do what I say, I'm going to destroy your town, I'm going to kill you, that type of thing, you stand up with courage. Don't be bullied. Those folks are bullies, man. And for all the stuff that's going on in this world, I mean, even for the freaking Girl Scouts, I mean, really? You're going to go by this liberation theology, black liberation crap, and then, you're for feminism except for it's a certain type of woman. You got to understand, there's a certain type of woman that's being discriminated against, okay? These people, they discriminate freaking in mass. And so their whole, feminist ideology falls flat on its face when another woman that doesn't speak like them speaks out against their ideas. Thought it was about lifting up females. Thought it was about lifting up black voices. Oh, certain black voices. That's why I called it before CBLM, certain Black Lives Matter. Because the people on TV, they're not for you. People on that couch, that number's growing. It's actually a big number. And you're going to see, I believe you're going to see something coming up here that's going to be astounding. And believe me, I'm in deep prayer. But I want you to be in prayer as well too. Take care of yourself. Be good to yourself this weekend and get some rest.